Hello everyone, my name is Akansha and I'm here to make a case in favor of poetry, the often neglected and sidelined art of creating magic with words. Poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origin from emotions recollected in tranquility. The nature poet, the father of Romanticism, William Wordsworth, once said this. I heard this statement for the first time when I was 12 years old. In my English class, when our teacher was teaching us the famous poem Daffodils by the same poet. And I'm sure that all of you must have read this because it's in every curriculum. So when I heard this statement, I absorbed it, and it has stuck with me ever since. I have a penchant for poetry, or rather I should say that I have a deep, profound love for this medium of expression. We have grown up in a world which appreciates and felicitates science more than art and culture. And now there's nothing wrong in valuing science, but not at the expense of expression, not by looking down upon poetry. And on the weighing scale, poetry is always kept on the lighter side. It is not given its due share of credit, due share of acknowledgement and appreciation. Even publishers, they show reluctance in publishing poems in comparison to prose. And why is this so? Because poetry has such a small reader base. One often hears he or she is a best-selling author, best-selling novel, but do we ever hear a best-selling poet or a best-selling poetry collection? No, we don't often hear this because poetry has such a small reader base, as I said. Now, why do we underestimate the power of poetry? Why do we sideline it? From what I gather of this crisis is that we do so because we don't completely understand it. We don't get the beauty of it. We don't get the essence of it. We don't get the zest of it. And we appreciate it because it is something to be appreciated. Just like Paris Hilton is famous for being famous. And this is not our mistake because we have actually never been taught how to read poems, how to perceive them, and maybe if we are creative enough, how to conceive them. We were never taught the art of reading and writing poems, and the habit was never cultivated within us. But this needs to change, and this will change. How so? On an individual level, we can start reading poems. We can take ourselves and our friends and family to a ride through the worlds of Dinkar, Nirala, Shakespeare, and Dickinson. And you will immerse yourselves in their worlds. I guarantee you this. You will fall in love with them. Just read. Then another thing that can be done is that like small communities could spring up, just like book clubs, but only to discuss the magnificence of poetry, to discuss its subtleties and its finesse. Then our school system. Wow, our school system, they could do away with the rote learning technique, in which they make even the most interesting of poems seem dull. And if all these changes could add up, then maybe one day we can dream of a time when poems are read as much as prose. I would like to end by reciting a poem by the acclaimed Hindi poet Sudama Pandey Dhumil, which goes as, कविता क्या है? कविता क्या है? पहनावा है, कुर्ता पाजामा है, ना भाई ना। कविता तो शब्दों की अदालत में मुजरिम के कटघरे में खड़े बेकसूर आदमी का हलफनामा है। क्या वह व्यक्तित्व बनाने की, चरित्र चमकाने की, खाने कमाने की चीज है? ना भाई ना। कविता तो भाषा में आदमी होने की तमीज है। कविता भाषा में आदमी होने की तमीज है। शुक्रिया।